Welcome to another edition of the Sportsport. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sportsport here on a 2 for Tuesday?
2 for Tuesday.
What do you know? The Barnes and Tony show. Once again, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Happy to be here. Beautiful weather out there. The allergies, it's going to be fine.
So obviously the allergies are really...
Dude, the past like 3-4 days has been absolutely brutal, man. I can feel like my eyes right now are burning.
Wow. That's tough.
I know, dude.
What do you take again? Robitussin?
Allegra. You always come on.
No, because that's when you're sick, right?
Yes, Robitussin, the cough,
Allegra.
the congestion,
Yeah.
the chest cold.
Yeah.
But I'm on the Allegra train, which is all right.
Does a hot chicken noodle do anything for you or not really?
No, definitely not, dude.
I don't know. I
Definitely
just figured like the wafting of the scent kind of cleared things up.
I
can
mean,
see it.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, sometimes like a hot shower will help with the itchy eyes, but in terms of like the runny nose and stuff, like no, it does not help.
And how much does the Allegra help?
I guess it depends on the day, dude. Sometimes it's like hit or miss, to be honest. Like, obviously took one this morning, and I'm not like, I don't know. I mean, it's not like doing great things for me right now.
Yeah.
But some days it does.
It's tough though. That it's like, oh, that's it. Got to tough it out. Done.
Yeah, no, exactly, dude. It is, and it's just exhausting. At the end of the day, you're just fucking exhausted and tired. So, which is whatever, dude. You know, what are you gonna do?
Late night,
springtime, dude. Yeah, a little bit. I was here working. I got home probably around midnight.
Okay.
Slept through my alarm, dude.
Slept through the alarm. No run.
No run.
No food.
Nothing, dude.
Wow.
Scrambling.
That's tough.
I know, dude. How about you?
I went to bed early because I was tired, long day, Somerset.
Right.
Left there this morning just before 6.
Okay.
The drive, the George Washington Bridge.
Oh.
But honestly, it didn't add too much time. But it was interesting because I got to just vet these things out better, but it always wants to take you to the GW. But I feel like the Cuomo is usually always better or no?
I mean, it depends, but I would think on a weekday morning, definitely
Right.
Cuomo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in traffic probably regardless, but still, I mean, the GW and rush hour has got to be like, or any time in the morning on a weekday.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, it was, it was probably 10, 15 minutes. I mean, then other than that, it was actually good.
Oh,
Spring
not
Lake
too bad.
Highway, which was interesting. It took me on. So, Waze always rerouting you. The Palisades exit.
Yeah, Palisades exit is good. It's a
But then there
shortcut,
was
dude.
a school. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. There's that school right before you get onto the highway to George Washington Bridge.
Okay.
I mean, it was chaotic. The light, never seen a longer light,
Oh.
honestly. Like we're talking 5 minutes solid on a light.
That's brutal. I'd be losing my shit, dude.
So that but we planned ahead. So luckily, timing wise, everything was all right.
Yeah, you're on time today.
And the golf yesterday was great. I mean,
Magnifico.
what a day.
Mhm.
What a day. I mean, it was just perfect weather. I think we were done in maybe a little under 3.5 hours.
Okay.
So nice. You really, really like that course there.
Would you shoot?
And shot 89.
Yes. All right.
But it should have been better. Now we're
Putts?
just at this thing. The putts at the end, aerated greens, fast greens. But really, this has just been like the last couple of rounds where it's like come out guns a blazing, 41 on the front, or go to the ninth tee with a 36 ball in the water on a par 3. So yeah, just gotta that second half we gotta work on. But I mean, it just as long as we're in the 80s, we're okay.
I mean, that's golf, dude. Consistency is tough, man.
Yeah, exactly. So getting better, but yeah. And then we went to this place. 2020 Tap House, watch some of the Yankee game, the good and the bad.
Was the food the good?
The food actually was interesting, not unlike me, just because I don't know, I've been there before and it seemed like they changed the menu a little bit. I actually got the burger, but it was like this breakfast burger with bacon and stuff and like frizzled onions. It was actually pretty good.
Okay.
The only thing though, And I don't know if this is like just like a habit thing
chips,
or
dude,
to like
I really-
impress the customer, but the whole let's not write it down and then forget the spinach and artichoke dip. And I purposely, because we were getting that, didn't get the fries, got the house salad. Dip doesn't come out, so we were kind of still a little, hungry afterwards. But they have this thing at the Delta Hotel over there, like this like pantry thing with some free snacks. So had some
spinach dip from
stuff.
the free.
No, more dessert stuff, but it was pretty good.
I do enjoy spinach dip. That's a tough one, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It could be the restaurant because I know the restaurant that Jay works at, they don't let him write it down.
Really?
They want him to memorize it.
They want him to forget it. Especially Jay. I mean, long night with that pen, right? I mean, what are the chances he's not forgetting something?
Oh, exactly, dude. It probably happens like. Speaking. There it is, dude. Jay Bird has breakfast for dinner? Question mark.
No, a burger's not breakfast.
Yeah. Come on, Jay.
This
the
is
pen,
the flan again.
The flan, dude.
Flan again, yes.
And the no writing down. He says management.
Management's choice, and we're already going comments. So let's just start with Michael Butka waxing poetic about his late night contacts with the Cabrera family.
Yeah, dude. And. Ernie and I, Michael says, going back and dirty last night with the late night contact at 12:16 a.m. I don't know, back and yeah, but then he corrects himself back and forth.
That definitely threw me for a loop.
Yeah. Ernie, how's the wife? Ernie says, and the wife is good, Bukta. She says hello. Bukta with a thank you, Ernie. Remember to remind your wife that you are the best man any girlie can have. Especially when she's putting you down in the dump.
But why is he assuming that?
That she puts him down in the dump? I don't know. Ernie trying to remind his wife of that every day. Josh B in the house says, yo, what up, fam? What up, Josh B, dude? And then Michael Buckner, the shout out to Josh B, my man. Barnes, my man. Ernie says, Barnes, Tony, what's up? Did you guys check out my plan for the 100 men versus one gorilla? I did not. Have you been seeing this online?
They were talking about it on DNR.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't get it. I mean, isn't the gorilla going to kill everybody or no?
I guess that's the point of it, dude. Honestly, I don't know.
Also, when you just shoot it or no?
Yeah. Well, I guess this is a hand-to-hand combat. I mean, I don't really.
Hand-to-hand, I think everyone dies, no? Like, you're that crazy? You're going to bring down a gorilla that can eat you? I don't think so.
I don't know, dude. I mean, obviously, listen, I don't know where this started. I started seeing it this morning. I don't know like how or whatever, probably an AI, whatever. But I don't know. I would think that if 100 people working together, like they actually have a plan. Like, what if they all just jump on this gorilla? 100 people. You think like?
I think a lot of people are going to get slaughtered.
Oh yeah.
I'd say the vast majority of it. And it's just like, I mean, maybe if we had crowbars.
Yeah, I guess if it is just
spike strips,
your fisticuffs, dude. Spike strips.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Ernie sent me something, dude. Here's the plan. He says 50 Yankee fans, 50 Mets fans.
And then he just put all the Mets fans at the grill.
Yeah, I guess he says that 50 Mets fans have been convinced to follow this heartbreaker fan for so long, we convinced them not to take one for the team and become legends.
So you're type.
Yeah, I don't know, Ernie.
But in all seriousness, I just don't see like how it's a thing. Just because like how is it possible? How does the gorilla just not eat everybody? Like, what are you doing to stop the gorilla? That's what I would like to know.
Yeah, I guess
even like, you're chokeholding it. Okay,
yeah.
You're chokeholding it, but then he's gonna like wrestle loose and then bite your arm off and then your face and you're done. Like,
yeah, that's true. What did Rick and Dave say about it? Are they?
No, they were. I don't know. There was just something about how they were saying, like, you have like the toughest guy, like beat it up. I don't know. It didn't make any sense, honestly, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't know. Jay versus gorilla would get tired. I don't know. I kind of doubt it. Ernie saying 100. Well, basically what I said. Well coordinated men. It's a lot of people. Yeah, I don't know. I guess. I mean, there's only really one way to find out, I suppose.
How about all working together? Michael Butka, Jim Nance, Iron Eagle. You're telling me they couldn't do it?
I think Buckta would murder Iron Eagle.
He just tosses it.
Yeah. And we do have some more comments here. Hold on, stand by, dude. I guess we can get the Buckta lineup here. He says, if in life, by the way, not just him, but we, Barnes, Ernie, and I guess this is in no particular order, but I didn't have to ask Michael.
Yeah.
But if
Power
good for
rankings.
you, Barnes. If it is in order,
Made
dude.
the top.
Barnes, Ernie, Tony, Michael, Matt, Disney, the Lakers, Applebee's restaurant chains, Hurley, Luca, and then those girlies. So thank you, Michael, for giving us the breakdown there. Ernie, speaking of the traffic, hit the bridge at 8:15, got to the Bronx at 9. LMAO, that is tough, dude. Ernie, honored to come before Applebee's. Donna in the house. Good morning, all. Thanks for the gifts, Michael. I believe
Care
Donna,
package?
yeah, I think she actually won a raffle, not
There we
raffle,
go.
but giveaway thing.
Donna
Obviously,
is the
Donna,
best. Well deserved.
very well deserved. Jay Burch says, get your mind out of the gutter, Barnes. And then let's see. Jay Bird, I heard the gorilla. Jay Bird, you fuck. And then Michael Buckton wants to know specifically where your sister in Massachusetts lives. And then he says, Barnes, like Nance, but I leave Iron Eagle out. We knew that. It's been a long time since I mentioned Hurley. I have a man crush on Luca, which we all know.
Yeah.
And then Michael Theophil, we love Donna at DTV.
No doubt about it, Tony.
Straight facts.
So a lot of contact early on here.
Crazy contact, dude.
On the Sportsport, and a lot to get to. Another beautiful day out there. Probably too warm for Tony's taste.
Yeah, and it's fucking sweltering in here, dude. This is the part of the year where I really, really hate, actually.
But the thing is, you wouldn't if you had beers in hand, Fairchild. Right now, you wouldn't be complaining.
I'd probably be sneezing, Brian.
You wouldn't be complaining.
Yeah, maybe not. That would be nice to be golfing for sure. But you know, I don't know, dude. I can really skip this part of the year, I think.
Ernie says Sammy died last night. LMAO. Oh, it's probably about the wrestling. Is it?
Yeah, I think so. It's talking about Michael, Sammy, whatever.
83.
Dude.
Michael Butka today.
Too hot, dude.
Jay Bird allergy meds. We're already on top of it.
Took
WWE golf course at Tashua is
the GOAT,
which is true. There we go. Michael Butka. Very good point there. But yeah, anyway, let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drilled deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So a tough loss last night for the Yankees in Baltimore. First game of a 3-game set. And we saw Sagano versus Will Warren. Sagano, the rookie, 35-year-old from Japan. Best start of his career. I believe coming into the game, I mean, this doesn't even seem right, but had only 5 strikeouts. Somehow he was able to strike out 8. Over 5, blanking the Yankees, where they had some opportunities early, unfortunately were robbed, and the Orioles took advantage, of their opportunities early, and that is ultimately why they were able to hang on here. But if we start at the top, of the game, obviously Yankees on the road, batting first here. First inning, you had a 2-on, 1-out situation after Judge singles and Bellinger walks, but Paul Goldschmidt, unlike him, striking out. And then Jazz gets hit by a pitch, so you got bases loaded, but Volpe up doesn't come through. And that was a theme once again, and I've been saying it for a while here. For the Yankees offense to take the next step, and ranking wise, they have some of the most runs scored in the league. But just these are the type of situations you need to break through to really change things. So they don't get the job done there. Will Warren able to work around second and third, nobody out in the bottom of the first, which was good. But then Sagano gets to work 1, 2, 3 in the second, and then it was tough in the bottom of the second. You had 2 outs after Jackson Holiday singled, and then Ramon Laureano, the former A, hits one over Grisham's head, just over his head, kind of took the wrong route. So unfortunately, that leads to the first run of the game. So you go to the top of the third, trailing 1-0 here. And you had 2 hits in this inning, Judge and Bellinger singling after Grisham struck out, but then unfortunately Jazz and Goldschmidt strike out to end the rally. So 2 straight situations there, or 2 out of the first 3 innings. You got runners on, less than 2 outs, and you're just not able to do it. Which would obviously come back to hurt them, especially because bottom third, we always talk about leadoff walks coming around to score. We had 2 walks to start the third inning from Will Warren, and then his sweeper catches too much of the plate. Ryan O'Hearn, his first home run of the season, a 3-run shot. O'Hearn, same thing. That made it 4-0. He strikes out, the next 3 batters to get out of the inning, but you're down 4-0. So just kind of, takes the wind out of the sails. You only get a single in the 4th, but nothing else to speak of. So bottom 4, you had Jackson Holiday try to bump for a hit, unable to do so. And then Ramon Laureano gets a double because of a drop, I believe, by Volpe on the relay. Otherwise, he would have been out. They go to Yarborough, and he actually pitched pretty well in relief. So he gets the job done after a Mullins walk, strike out Henderson, and Rutschman flies out. 5th inning, Grisham leads off with a single, but then you make 3 straight outs, with the Judge strikeout, Bellinger fly out, Goldschmidt fly out. Bottom 5, Yarborough 1, 2, 3. 6th inning, the Yankees, are happy. Okay, we're gonna go to Keegan Aiken here, but Jazz and Volpe strike out. Wells flies out to center, so nothing across once again. 1, 2, 3 again for Yarborough. Aiken, continues the 7th, strikes out Dominguez. They bring in Yunier Cano, who has in his career really dominated the whole league. Other than the Yankees, they seem to hit him pretty well. So Oswaldo Cabrera reaches on infield single, pinch hitting for Peraza. Grisham singles, so 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Judge up, but he grounds into a fielder's choice. You get 1 run in, so 4-1, and then Bellinger unable to bring in any more runs. So, you go to the bottom of the 7th, down 4-1, and Yarborough pitches around a leadoff single from Mullins to retire the side. 8th inning, Orioles go to Gregory Soto. Paul Goldschmidt singles and then advances to second on the wild pitch. But Jazz up, runners scoring position, up, strikes out. Volpe and Wells come through with doubles, which was great. So you got a 1-run game here, 4-3. But then Dominguez strikes out, Cabrera grounds out, ends the rally. Devin Williams, making his first appearance since blowing that game on Friday, does retire the side in the order. Bottom 8th, obviously, a little lower leverage here, down a run in the 8th inning. But nevertheless, it was good to see him, get through that inning without any trouble. And then Felix Bautista, comes in for the save, and Grisham pops out to the shortstop. Judge strikes out swinging, and Bellinger strikes out swinging. There was a pitch, the first pitch of the at-bat against Judge, fastball, caught pretty good at the plate, and he didn't offer at it. And then, he went, with the splitter after that, and there was just no way to hit that. So unfortunately, you fall 1 run short here, 4-3. And one thing that I, left out, in this recap here is that Paul Goldschmidt, bottom of the 5th inning, hit a home run. It would have been a 2-run homer, but robbed by Cedric Mullins at the wall. Difference in the game. Yeah. Difference in the game. And it was interesting because it felt like he didn't even, really fully swing at the pitch, but maybe the wind blowing out, whatever. But, it was a shame. So you had opportunities here. You didn't come through. But, just like last series where you dropped the first game, you bounce back, win the next 2. That's what they're going to try to do here. Obviously you didn't like seeing Warren not make it out of the 4th inning. But
what was his deal?
It's the same thing with him all the time. His off-speed pitches catch too much of the plate, and they get hammered through a homer. So he only throws 72 pitches. It was nice that you didn't have to use, your top bullpen pieces other than Williams, Yarbrough giving you that length out of the pen. And it's nice too, Loaizaga coming back around the corner. I know he's been pitching in single A.
Mm-hmm.
Corey might see him at double A, so he'll be a big piece. But and it's funny too, because average wise, I'm guessing it's like a tick below 300, 3 for 11. So I guess technically, statistically, it's not that bad, but that's 8 times where, you were up, you had runners on, you didn't come through. So you just need to come through in those situations. And I mentioned this yesterday, I think, but I just want to see them alter the top of the lineup here, get Jazz and Bellinger out of these key spots, because it just seems like they come up, they don't deliver. And I feel like we could, construct the lineup differently, because you think about it, our optimal lineup has Ben Rice, in this game. That would be a solid 4 between Grisham, Judge, Rice, and Goldschmidt. Volpe and Wells seem to start hitting. You like what Dominguez has done. And then, I just would have Jazz bat like 8th or 9th.
Yeah.
It's just like, eventually, sure, he'll figure it out, but just having in the middle of the lineup right now, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. We talk a lot about, and I think you spoke about it with Devin Williams in terms of giving him more chances because of maybe it's like an ego thing.
Right.
I would think with Jazz, maybe it's something similar like that. He's not, I don't know, dude. He's always had a little bit of a tough attitude. I've seen in Miami when he's not doing well. So, I don't know. Who knows what type of conversations him and Boone have had, but like, why isn't Boone doing that?
I think it's you're coming to a breaking point there, because it's just he's in 173 and he's slugging 394, and he just batting 5th in the lineup, and especially Bellinger is no better.
Yeah,
he's under 200. He's batting right behind Goldschmidt. I just think some adjustments, need to be made there. And I think they will. And like I said, I think they'll turn it around. But just for right now, I just don't think, optimally that's working out. Jazz 39, Tony, strikeouts in 29 games. So
it's not good.
You'd like to see a little better than that. But like I said, disappointing loss, but you're still in first place here. You have an opportunity this evening to even the series up at 1. And you have Carlos Rodon, who has seemed to turn the corner his last couple outings. So, and then on the other side of things, Kyle Gibson making his first start of the season. And I'm curious. I'm going to check the split stats here, but I would imagine, his days on Minnesota, he can't have good splits against the Yankees. And
no
really,
way.
Against the entire league. I know he has had certain seasons, where he's pitched well. He's 37 years old now, but excuse me. Always, my God. But always one of those guys, more hits than inning. Yeah, 1865, 1908 in terms of innings pitched in his career to hits. Last year, 4.24 ERA. And I was just going to pull up the old, split stats here. What's your guess, though? Career splits, Yankees. Give me something.
I'm trying to think of how many times you've seen him. I don't know. Maybe I'd imagine his ERA is like a tick over 4.
I'm going to say it's a 5. I wanted to say 9, but
it'd be too ridiculous.
Also, right now, Tab is
Anything?
not. Maybe I just need to go to overview first, but Tab not corroborating, which is interesting. Let's see if it works out. Okay, yeah,
Could be
career.
I think I have it here.
So,
oh wait, no.
Career against.
He has. It looks like career Kyle Gibson against the Yankees. This is courtesy of Stat
5.48.
News. 5.48.
I told you, Tony.
dude.
3-7.
A lot of innings pitched against him. 70 innings.
Yeah, a lot from those Minnesota days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we'll hammer him. And I feel good about Rodon. Because the Orioles really offensively have been struggling. And you think about last night. You got Grisham misplaying a ball. One, mistake from Warren that's a 3-run homer. They haven't been ripping the cover off the ball. So,
yeah.
I think they're positioned to win this one. Interesting too. They're expecting a lot of runs in this one. The total is set. Well, it was set at 11.5. It's now moved down to 9.5. But 11.5 is a big total.
Yeah, dude.
That's kind of interesting. But
yeah, this isn't freaking Coors Field here.
yeah. So, yeah, at the end of the day, you just hope they make some lineup adjustments and hope the guys come around. Wells showing signs of it. But it's just like, even yesterday he has that big double, but it's 1 for 4. Like, can we see, Wells 3 for 5, a 2 for 4, a homer and a double, something like that. But
nice.
I think it's coming. I feel good about him. Volpe is showing some signs as well. But it's really just Jazz and Bellinger. It's got the time has to be now. I think it's going to be, but just, for now, if we could just adjust the lineup, I think that would be the way to go, Tony.
Yeah, I think so too, dude. Just to even just switch it up and get a different look for some of these batters.
Yeah, exactly. And Stanton, there is, I think, getting close to going on a rehab assignment.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Maybe middle to end of next month, he'll be ready to go. So, that's going to be a big addition. So, things are rounding into form.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. I guess we did get a bunch of comments. Anything serious or kind of just like the nonsense?
Yeah, it's kind of all the nonsense, obviously it's nice to see Jay Bird watching the Mets here. Obviously excited for Nimmo. Says he's got to tighten up the bullpen though. Obviously Jay, zero leeway there for the bullpen. And, Ernie is, waxing some saltiness over here. This is why I don't bet on Soto no more. 19 runs on a single effing RBI. And then Kev Dews says, let's go Mets. And then he, as in Will Warren, pitched great according to Boone. Is that what Boone?
No, he didn't say. But good try. Good try.
My mother actually did say hi, fellas, earlier on.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And then honestly,
shop.
I appreciate Jay the effort there, naming names, kind of trying to prove himself after I've kind of questioned, his.
Well, yeah, you've put him in under a lot of scrutiny from Brian Barnaby here. So obviously Jay's watching some games, which is nice to see, dude.
But the difference is I think he's enjoying it. But it's like it almost reminds me of like Michael Butka going all out on the chain restaurants. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing. Like, oh, they said not to do it. Oh, I'm going to do it. Go back to Applebee's. I'm going to do it.
My God, dude.
I don't understand what your mother. Yeah, but we weren't referring to her, obviously.
No, yeah, I don't think so. And then Jay Bird says, summertime, catch me at the ballpark, brother, dude.
When was the last time Jay went to Citi Field? Ever?
Citi Field? I don't know. Last time I saw him at a ballpark, though, was Yankee Stadium. With you?
I'll see you at the stadium today, brother. You
guys. Oh, I think it says End Chili's, by the way.
End Chili's.
Oh, come on, man.
So yeah, that's really it. You don't like losing, but it's just on to the day. You erase the pain of yesterday this evening. And I fully expect them to do that. I'm expecting a extra long recap, maybe detailing all of the 19 runs scored by the Mets yesterday. Either way, 9 innings, 19.
19, yes, dude. I mean, it's not a typo there on your screen. The Mets did score 19 runs against the Nats, which was kind of wild, honestly. But so I guess we'll fully recap. Why not, dude? The final game here of this 4-game wraparound set yesterday, dude. The 4-10 game to get your baseball started on the Monday. We did get a start from Griffin Canning, which was pretty solid. We'll get to that in a moment, but we will start here in the top of the second. Trevor Williams, as we do know, a familiar face here against the Mets. Not great. We have the scoring gets started with a Francisco Alvarez double here. Nimmo had a single that moved Vientos to third, and we'll get to Nimmo. He had a long offensive night, but Alvarez, that nice double here. So what? He has 3 RBIs in 3 games, I think, at this point, which is great. He seems to be hitting the ground running in terms of his bat.
After
which is awesome,
a terrible
dude.
Year last year.
Yeah, dude. Especially, I mean, that thumb injury has been lingering. I mean, the surgery he had was the same hand he had problems with last season. So I think his rehab helped. The surgery must have worked. Because even coming up with the rehab starts, he was, hitting some dingers, honestly. So great to see that. Speaking of another guy with a good rehab here, Jeff McNeil. He does get a nice little sac fly RBI to score. Nimmo makes it 2-0 early. Go to the bottom of the second. Speaking of Canning, got into a little bit of a jam here. It was 2 outs, runners on the corners here with Young at the plate. Gets him to strike out swinging, using the changeup. Absolutely fooling Young here, which was great. Changeup was a pitch he went to often for the strikeout last night. And it's pretty interesting here because you see the 19 runs on the board really don't get going until the latter part of the game here. Top of the fifth, McNeil, first dinger of the season. Obviously, another batter here, hitting the ground running, which was great. Again, I mean, we were saying, even though obviously the Mets have been doing great, some of the tough losses, the woes, the plate, Beatty specifically, earlier on, you were missing two of your, I guess you can say better starters, I suppose. That was a first pitch four-seamer over the middle of the plate. McNeil jumped on it, so you'll have to see that from him. And then top of the sixth here, this is where we start to tack on some runs. Alonso grounds out to start the inning. Williams gives up back-to-back walks to Vientos and Winker, which will end Trevor Williams' night. Obviously, I think it was, 5 1/3, 5 earned runs. I think he had 3 walks, 4 walks, something like that, dude. Yeah, I mean, it's not, you don't have to be Houdini to call this one, Brian.
I wonder who has a better career ERA, though, Williams against the Mets or, Gibson against the Yankees?
That's a good question. I mean, I would imagine Williams not nearly as many innings pitched. I don't know. What do you think? Like 4 starts?
Because
right?
Was he on the Nationals before?
Before he went to the Mets?
Yeah.
I want to say yeah, right?
Right.
Let's look up Trevor Williams career ERA versus Mets. 4.39, dude.
He was on the Pirates.
Yeah, let's look up Trevor Williams. Pittsburgh, Chicago, then the Mets, then Washington. So, quite the journeyman, I guess, for him, dude. All the good teams.
Interesting.
In any case here, that was, like I said, the end of his night. They bring in their bullpen arm here, and it really is all for naught here. Third pitch of the at-bat against Nimmo, 4-seamer, middle, high. Nimmo ropes it, okay, for a nice 3-run blast right there. That made it 6-0, dude. And obviously, as a Mets fan, you're watching this game, 6 innings, 6-0, but obviously you blew a 6-run lead the other day. So you kind of get in the back of the head like, oh, man, I got hope. Bullpen kind of holds it down. 6th inning, you get Max Kranick, who's been, for the most part, absolutely lights out there. And he gets the job done, gets 1 strikeout in the 6th, and a couple of ground outs to end the inning. And then top of the 7th here is where things really start to, I guess you could say, open up. Lindor, leadoff here, gets hit by a pitch. We have Henry here pitching for Washington, by the way. Soto with a nice little double to left. Lindor moves over to third. You would think Lindor, I guess, kind of a shallow hit regardless. He holds at third. Alonso singles to center, moves Soto up, scores Lindor, makes it 7-0. Winker gets walked. So Vientos strikes out here afterwards. So you have, bases juiced here, 1 out. Brandon Nimmo at the plate. First pitch, 4-seam fastball, almost in the exact location of his first home run of the game. Absolutely slaps this one out. Grand salami, second home run of the game, dude, which was absolutely ridiculous.
I believe you would end up having
9 RBIs. After this grand slam, you had 7 RBIs there. That was all the scoring for that inning, 11-0. Urena comes in the 7th, 3 up, 3 down. That's totally fine. Top of the 9th, we're tacking more runs on. Sorry, top of the 8th, tacking more runs on. Alonso on, Winker on, Vientos on, Nimmo at the plate. Potential another grand slam. No. Ropes a double to right, bases clearing. That'll give you your 9 RBIs right there. Ties franchise record with who, Brian? Carlos Delgado. And then obviously at that point, the runs kept tacking on. McNeil, ground at the second, scores Vientos. Nimmo's at third here, makes it 14-0. Acuna singles, scores Nimmo, makes it 15-0. Bottom of the 8th, Urena's up. Gets into some trouble. Lead off homer to Wood. Garcia grounds out. Homer to Lau. Makes it 15-2. You're getting a little nervous here, Brian. Not really, though. Call RBI single. Nunez, another RBI single. Bases were juiced. Urena was getting hit up on. Not great. Makes it 15-5. Gets Wood to fly out to end the inning. Obviously, top of the 9th here, we do score another 4 runs here. Azakar reaches an infield single to short. I guess Abrams bobbled this one a little bit. Alonso gets walked, so you have runners on first and second. Winker here, singles to right. Haven't really seen him do much of anything. So that's to see him, I guess, get going here. Scores Azakar, makes it 16-5. Vientos up at the plate. Kind of an interesting scenario. Vientos at the plate. You had runners on. Nimmo was on deck. You know, they were talking about breaking the franchise RBI record. Vientos says no thank you. Homers, clears the bags, makes it 19-5. Nimmo ends up grinding out, but obviously ends his night with 9 RBIs. Absolute terrific night for Nimmo, clearly. Going down in the record books there for the Mets. That'll do the scoring for the end of the inning, and then 9th inning comes up. Urena comes back in the game, but does get Garcia to fly out, walks low, and then back-to-back strikeouts here to end the game. Makes it 19-5. Obviously, best offensive game here from the Mets this season. It was nice to see, obviously Vientos hit one. Nimmo, hopefully he can, somewhat this can spark a little bit, because I want to say he's batting like, I don't know, 170 going into today's yesterday's game, I would say.
Would do something, right? I mean,
so,
game.
And of course, just again, like, you were speaking upon, Jazz and Goldschmidt in the lineup. That's, Nimmo has been batting cleanup this entire season, and obviously having no production. So either, should have get off the pot, I think basically is where he's at right now. But you got to be happy with this win. Especially in a series where you blew a couple games here. You haven't lost it. You've only lost 2 series this season so far. Obviously, you get the split here, and you're the first and only team right now with 20 wins this season. And Griffin Canning, who ended his night with a very solid line here. Let me just get it back up here. It was 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 walks, 5 Ks. And this was a Griffin Canning who actually pitched at Nationals Park here last year as an Angel. Didn't get 1 strikeout. Absolutely hammered. Griffin Canning was, a marginal pitcher at best last season with the Angels. I don't want to jinx anything right now, but 2.61 ERA, dude. And not for nothing, he only threw 90 pitches. Like, he could have gone out there with the 6th inning. But nonetheless, you got to be happy with your rotation. Kranick held it down. Obviously, the offense, explosive early, often. And you want to keep this rolling here. You kind of honestly want to maybe put a little bit of this series behind you with those blown games, the bullpen, the defensive woes, dude. Because you're no days off, and you're on to Arizona today. So that's going to be a little tough. Obviously, Arizona, clearly a better team than the Nationals. I think you have Peterson on the mound against Eduardo Suarez. No, not Suarez. Who the hell is the pitcher for the Diamondbacks? I know. Once
Eduardo Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, yeah, that's who it is, dude. Which again, I think he last time out got popped against Tampa. I think pitched well against Houston, but gave up 10 hits anyway. So, again, if the offense is half as good as what they were yesterday, you should be able to, tack on 5 runs and win the game today. So, especially with the way Peterson's been pitching, I'd be excited about that. So, let's fucking go Mets, dude. I mean, it's obviously, speaking, you're first in the division here, which is great. You're probably 4 or 5 games up on the Phillies now. Maybe not. Maybe 4 games, let's say. If I had to guess, which I guess I can just look it up.
Also, though, I didn't mean to interrupt as I'm looking it up. 4.5. But one thing that I thought was an atrocity from this game was the scorekeeper crediting Urena with the save. 7 hits, 5 runs. Because tell me I'm wrong, but isn't it up to their discretion if the pitcher deserves to be credited with the statistic?
Correct. Which is kind of crazy when you think about it. And that's something that happens often where people are like, why is this guy getting the save? Why isn't he getting the save?
Right.
And honestly, like you said, it's up to the guy's discretion. So it's just like.
It should be a thing. Like, you shouldn't, I don't know. It's like, because I know it's like, okay, if it's not a save situation, if he goes straight, get the save. But why can't it be like, okay, well, he can't give up more than 3 runs? And even that, even if you give 3 runs, it doesn't feel, it feels like because it's such a wide margin, like they shouldn't give up any runs.
Right. And honestly, because of such a wide margin, like it just shouldn't be a safe situation.
Yeah, I don't know why that's,
So I don't know, dude.
I mean, I guess it's just because like most people don't pitch that many innings, I guess.
Yeah,
but
no,
still,
very true.
So like, oh, let's have a stupid rule because it doesn't usually happen. Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that makes sense, right?
Just
like all these comments, how many of them actually make any sense?
Other
than Kev Dew asking if Jay is going to the tailgate.
That's a great question. I don't think he's answered, dude. That was the last time he was at Citi Field, Dead & Co. 2023. He should come, honestly, June 12th, dude. Jay Bird, put it in your fucking calendar, all right, dude? Instead of chatting with Buckty here.
Yeah, right.
And then I guess that's it. Actually, that's really. And they're talking about Chili's and Applebee's right now. How about this? My friend Cisco Parlay, Lindor and Alvarez +1 hit and Mets money line didn't hit. Lindor let me down. Shaking my head, especially when the bats were hot. He says so. Little complaining here from Jay Bird. You know, obviously he doesn't want just the win. You know, he wants the bets to hit here.
Almost reminded me of Allen. You know, with the parlays at Yankee Stadium.
For sure, for sure. Yeah.
You know, the Yankees are down 10 to the Dodgers, but you know, you hit his home run parlay, so it's all good.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading what Ernie says. Just can't wait to have Tony, Rob, Kev, cherry faced, LMAO.
Cherry
faced?
I don't know what he means.
Like embarrassed?
But I still don't know what, like in regards to what.
I don't know, dude.
I think you're getting tight.
I mean, you know, Ernie's just tight. He comes out here with that tight mentality, you know, doesn't even say anything good about the Mets. Like, you just can't own something, you know, like, oh, it's crazy win, or no, it's complaining about Soto, bets. Like, come on, dude.
Piss
like
the
nothing,
tailgate dude. From my talking shit, LMAO. Okay. I mean, at least it makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so, dude. Well, you know what, dude? Maybe we'll find out. Maybe you can be the gorilla. There'll be 100 Mets fans that want to beat the shit out of you. I don't know, dude.
That is going to be a good time. He said good pitching.
I said good pitching.
I've said good pitching.
When? Show me a timestamp, a day, something.
Oh man, that is funny. But I would say, you know, it would be a good time to, well, I guess we usually do the grid last, right? So just update the picks.
It's up to you. Yeah. By the way, I did some updating this morning.
Yep.
You're missing some games. I think we fudged it because you had so many postponements.
Yeah. So what am I down?
I'm missing 4 points from you. So 2 games.
But what about the makeup today? That doesn't, or you already updated last
I
night?
Updated yesterday's. But I think because you had 2 days back to back with postponements, we didn't tack on another game.
Oh, okay. But it's weird because usually we update it live. I don't know what happened there. But
I don't know.
Okay, so I guess I'll have to do.
I mean, I was trying to look back. I got the numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. You know, even yesterday. I mean, I was 17-13. You were 14-10. Like that doesn't add up.
Right. 3 games.
Yeah.
But then I made up one today.
You did make up one today.
Okay, so I'll just make them up.
Yeah, exactly.
5-pack today.
5-pack today.
But the typical XLR kickoff.
Oh,
kick
man.
out, kick
Sorry.
off.
Craig did the same thing last night, dude.
But it seems like
you and Craig go the parallels, left-hand side. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is, dude.
But anyway, yeah, let's do, I guess at this point, it's going to be a 8-pack MLB pick segment. Hirsch Law Firm, Tony.
That's right, dude. The big sponsor, baby. Let's go.
Turn.
It is your turn to start
Yes.
off. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yankees. Kyle Gibson, we mentioned it. What was the 5.48 ERA?
Yeah, not good.
Career not good. Orioles not playing well. Got lucky last night. A couple of things going their way. It's not going to happen tonight. Carlos Rodon, 7 strong, striking out the elusive 11. And I think he'll give up only 3 hits and no runs. And I think Gibson chased after 2 2/3, giving up 9 runs.
Oh, wow.
Like literally one of those type of games. And I think the Yankees end up breezing by in this one.
Well, breezing.
12-3.
Summer breeze.
So give me the Yankees and the over.
I like that call here, dude. Hey, listen, the stats are the stats are the stats. Let's go to my first game here, as we will go to Citi Field. Jay Bird can attend this game tonight, actually, if you wanted to. You do have the Mets kicking off against the D-backs here. Peterson, Rodriguez. Obviously, give me the Mets here. Nimmo, the 4-hit game yesterday. Why not 2 for 4 tonight out of him? Keep the good times rolling. You mentioned Gibson hit out of the park. How about Rodriguez hit out of the park? Maybe he lasts 5 innings, 4 earned runs. Trevor Williams-esque, dude. Peterson gives you 6 strong, maybe 1 or 2 earned runs. Mets go on to win this game. I'll say 6-3. So I guess that'll be Mets and the over here at Citi Field.
All right, and speaking of over, the Rockies season over before it started. Buster only on DNR today saying quite possibly the worst baseball team he's ever seen. I think he was talking about the Mets leading the league run differential plus 52. They're minus 71.
Yikes.
So it just shows how bad they exactly have been. They lost last night to the Braves. They're going to lose again this evening. German Marquez going up against an unnamed starter for the Braves. Doesn't matter who it is. Last night was only 6-3. I think it's going to be a little more decisive tonight. And I think early and often Marquez doesn't make it out of the third. And I think the Braves are going to win this game. Let's say 13-4. So give me the Braves and the over.
Braves and the over. Okay.
7-game losing streak for Colorado at this point.
That's a shame, dude. It really is. So my next game here, second number two, dude. I guess we'll go with the Phillies. Familiar face, Zach Wheeler. We know, dude. Against another familiar face, Mackenzie Gore, as they start their 3-game set here against the Nationals at home. Phillies looking to close the gap here with the Mets. They're on back-to-back wins against the Cubs, which is actually pretty good here. Over/under is 8.5. Honestly, Gore's pitched okay. Obviously, Wheeler's been good, a little up and down. Wheeler's actually given up 6 home runs on the season, a little unlike him right now. So why not? I'll take the over and give me the Phillies. Bryson Stott walks it off bottom of the 9th. They win 6-5. Bang.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So number three here. There was a couple of things I was thinking about,
I know,
but
it's
it
tough
just,
here.
you know what? I'm going to go with something more sound. Give me the Brewers over the White Sox. Freddie Peralta has been dealing for Milwaukee this year. They're 14-15. White Sox 7-21.
Yikes.
I think Freddie strikes out a dozen over 6 innings. And Christian Yelich, 3 home runs in the Windy City. Wind blowing out to right field.
For my fantasy team.
And the Brewers win. I'm going to say they shut them out. They win 7-0. So give me the Brewers in the under. And
one more.
than that too.
Yes. Man, dude, tough matchups here. I guess I'll take the Dodgers again. I'll double dip with the Dodgers here. Undecided pitcher there for LA. Not sure what's going on there, if someone's injured or what. But you do have Sandy Alcantara on the mound for the Marlins. We know about the Marlins, dude. 4-8 on the road, not good. 12-16 this season. Sandy specifically not good. Last outing, I guess, Cincinnati, 6 innings, 3 earned runs. But who were they? Last outing against the Phillies. Prior to that, 2 innings, 6 earned runs out of the park. And obviously, we've seen the Dodgers work bullpen games this season. So give me the Dodgers here, and the over-under set at what? 7.5, 8.5. I guess I would do a night of overs. Why not, dude? Give me Dodgers and the over for my third and final. Brian with a couple of makeup games here.
I think I'm gonna go to Houston. It didn't work out for me yesterday.
That's right.
I think it's gonna work out today. Reese Olson going up against Gusto for Houston.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Detroit has been one of the best teams in the American League this year. I think Olsen, 6 strong, 1 earned, low-scoring game. Tigers win 4-2. Give me the Tigers in the under. And then for the grand finale here, give me the Mariners over the Angels. Bryce Miller going up against Kochanowski? Kochanowski? Who knows, Tony?
Jack.
The point is, Bryce Miller, a little underwhelming to start this season, but I think he delivers here. I'm going to say 7 innings, 2 earned, striking out 9.
There we go.
And I think Julio Rodriguez, 3rd inning granny. Mariners win 5-1. Mariners in the under, just like that. That is your MLB special edition 8-pack.
Oh, extended one, baby. Brought to you by the Hirschwell firm. Jack Kochanowicz. No, hold on. That's a tough name, dude. Kochanowicz. Jack Kochanowicz. The Philadelphia native,
old,
dude.
Right future ahead.
I hope so, man. 2 seasons, second season here with the Angels last year, 3.99 ERA through 11 starts. Not great, dude. Not great at all. And you had Brewers in the over, by the way. Was your second pick? Third pick?
Brewers, yes.
Over.
Oh,
Over?
So the Brewers.
Yelich, 3 home runs.
Under.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have everything?
Everything's squared away. We should, after today, come tomorrow, be on the same playing field here.
Unless the proverbial rain out.
Oh, my God, dude. Yeah, I hope not. I really hope not. Just for the sake of us, dude. Oh man, dude. What? We have some comments. Let's see, dude. Ernie. Let's see, dude. And Barnes' prediction would come true then, LMAO. What was your prediction? Tailgate, talking shit, gorillas.
I don't know if he could
Oh, because he's saying that the gorillas would win. He would win the 100 Mets fans. Not gonna happen, Ernie. Okay, not gonna happen. You just gotta add the replayed games to the total.
Too complicated.
Yeah, it's over. If I have to go back in my notes, it's not like it's like one sheet of paper. Like we're talking days of notes to go back.
We'll be good. We'll be good.
Yeah, we'll be fine. This is fine, dude. And there's no
ready the forecast.
It's all right, dude. It's all right, dude. And then Jay Bird's talking about the gorilla, dude. 100 men from DJs would make quick work of that gorilla. Have you ever been to DJs down at Jersey Shore?
What is
Belmar? A very famous bar on the boardwalk. DJs, like that was the Jersey Shore bar they would go to.
Okay, but
Yeah,
like
dude.
I'm sure I've seen it on the shows back in the day.
Definitely,
Yeah.
dude. Absolutely.
Seems like
crazy
a grime
time, dude.
fest, though. No.
Yeah, disgusting. You definitely got to shower afterwards. Couple dudes
What are we
oiled
talking
up,
about?
dude.
It's like let's go to Applebee's.
The hair
Let's
gel,
go to Applebee's, honestly, for dinner.
the car bombs, dude.
Uh,
Let's see, dude. Kev, dude, make a prediction of himself. By the way, Baltimore or Yanks 5-3. I think he means over.
No, he means the Yankees because he says Baltimore or the Yankees. We're choosing the Yankees, Kev, 5-3, but it's going to be way higher scoring than that because Kyle Gibson is pitching.
And then Ernie talking shit. He's the gorilla, clapping 100 dudes, which is what he does every weekend.
Yeah, I mean, a little ridiculous.
That's right.
A little ridiculous, but I think it's a good time.
Oh, the grid.
The grid, Ernie. We need him engaged, locked in, and I'm sure at some point or another, we're gonna need some assistance.
The Swami, dude.
From Ernie. That is for sure.
Let's see,
I got a
dude.
great one.
Oh, you have it in front of you already?
Yes.
Whatever, dude.
A's and Braves. Gio Urshela.
Let's do that, dude. A's, Gio.
Yes.
0.7, dude.
That is how you do it.
Was Laureano born outside of the United States? Doesn't really sound like him.
Esther Ruiz. Definitely.
Can I spell his last name?
R-U-I-Z.
R-U-I.
R-U-I-Z.
R-U-I-Z. Esteri. Yes, there it is. 5%, not bad.
All right. So we got the Orioles and we got the 30 save season. Chapman will be too high.
That's right. Where's Chapman from?
Cuba.
Yeah?
You didn't know that?
I don't follow Chapman.
Nah, it's just kind of an obvious thing, huh?
Is it obvious?
Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of people know that. I'm telling you.
Really?
Wait, really?
Really?
All right. So let's see here. The A's,
Reds
and
and
the
A's. Tony Perez. Says Kev do.
just seems like kind of
Obvious,
right?
Yeah. I guess so, but I don't know. I mean, Jesus.
How about 30 save season for the Braves? Kenley Jansen.
That's a good one. 5%. What are you gonna do?
I mean, I think
30
solid.
save season for the Reds.
I was trying to think about who the pitcher was that started as a closer, then they put him as a starter, and then they put him back in the closing role. But I can't think of who it is. I mean, obviously Chapman is a candidate there as well.
Kev do for A's and Reds. Billy Bean. I'm
How about
assuming
this?
A's and Reds,
How about
which I'm
this?
pretty sure. Yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
Billy
but-
Bean.
No, like Billy Bean.
Like Moneyball, drafted by the Mets, absolute bust.
But where the hell was he born?
No, for Reds A's.
I mean, I'm gonna just be pissed if he's wrong. Honestly,
I'm pretty sure he played for the Reds.
but I was gonna say one.
Oh, you want to put yours? What do you got?
Where that's gonna be crazy. Sammy Sosa for the Orioles, born outside the U.S.
Okay. 3%.
Should have been higher. I mean, lower.
O's Reds.
David Weathers. I like that out of JD.
There we
honestly.
go, dude. JD, we're getting a lot of help here. This is great today, dude. David Weathers. Oh. %1 out of him.
There we
We
go.
did get
Great
one from
job,
the
JD.
Swan,
Good to
by
hear
the
from
way.
JD too.
Great to hear from JD, dude. Let's see. O's Reds Roman Hernandez. Ramon?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Wait, no. What? Oh, yeah. A's and Reds. All right, yeah.
And I got another really good one after this. It's going to be the one on the top.
Yeah, top one, right? I figured. 1%.
But A's, and not A's, but Braves and Orioles, Chuck Morton.
Chuck Morton, dude. That's a good one. 10%. Not bad. And then K-Rod, born outside, 30 save season.
Yeah. Book it. Book it, Dana. Up top, right? Francisco?
Why, did I miss him? Oh, yeah. Oh, there he is. 8%,
A
dude.
little high.
We got that, JD. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tony Perez.
I'm just trying to think about this, though. The
that's what you
Reds
said before.
and the Orioles. Is this the one that he said Billy Bean for, or that was somebody else?
I'm pretty sure Billy Bean was A's Reds.
Luis Lopez?
You got a beat on him?
No, but I mean, we trusted the Swami, right? I mean, he's only been wrong. Was it one time, or is it 2 times?
I want to say it's 2. Luis Lopez.
Which one, Ernie?
This is the third guy he picked, but there's 3 of them,
Yeah.
and they've all like kind of played.
When did he retire, Ernie? Come on.
Kind of played a little recently.
And then I'm just trying to think if there's other people though too while we're waiting on this. Like, it's just I feel like the Reds don't like sign a lot of free agents. That's the problem. Encarnacion didn't play for the Orioles. Votto,
Ernie on a sales call.
Scott Rowland, Miguel Tejada.
05, he says. Miguel Tejada, yeah.
He played for the Reds. Pretty sure, but it just says 05 first one. We'll just go with that. But we'll look up Tejada just to verify. There we go. 0.003 was it?
Dude. 04, I think it said. Yeah,
Good
dude.
job, Ernie. That was the true team effort.
That was phenomenal. Yeah,
yeah.
We had so much help from the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was very successful. And yeah, we'll
see
search
Tejada, dude? Let's see. I gotta go all the way down to T here. I know I could just probably like Googled him, I guess. I don't see Tejada. David Wells. David Wells, I guess, would have been a pretty good one. But yeah, I don't see T Tejada.
I must be thinking of somebody else.
I don't know. Craig Tatum.
Yeah, there we go. Tatum,
dude.
the way it said.
And that's the way it's said.
Tejada.
I gotta count on Jim Weaver.
Jim Weaver.
Any relation?
Not sure.
Wow. So yeah, there we go.
But yeah,
Appreciate the help from the
solid
crowd,
grid.
dude.
Kev
Dew says
Eddie Plank. Who's that?
Got nothing. Let's look him up. Eddie Plank. Looks like he played baseball way back in the day, dude.
That's an Ernie special.
Yep. Looks like he played for the, I guess this is the Philadelphia A's. This is the early 1900s.
Wow. Yeah,
I don't even know like who the St. Louis Terriers, dude.
Like, was anybody around to witness this?
I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah, but not.
We can't ask him, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh.
let's just get back to the win column today.
Yes, that's right.
And let's go
That's nice.
to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots, top shelf, he scores! Captain with the overtime winner! Touch the middle, it's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping, rink Washington made the full split save.
Are you kidding me? Turn, side of the net, between the legs, and they score!
Filthy! David Pastrnak, the silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
And I could be mistaken about this, but it looks like Alex Karaban is coming back to UConn for senior season.
Really?
Kind of surprising.
That is kind of surprising. You think he was like held at gunpoint by Hurley?
You think that'll be like an outrage from Michael Buckner?
I mean, no, I don't. I mean, wouldn't he be happy about that?
No,
though?
no.
Like,
Remember,
back to
Karaban
UConn?
chunked it.
I guess so, but I don't know. I feel like Buckta overall would be like, all right, like Karaban back, like.
No, dude, he had a terrible season. The free throws against Creighton, this and that. But you know what was absolutely despicable last night, Tony? The way that the Stars dominated the Avalanche. For the Avalanche, I mean, I just
absolutely
did not
right.
expect that. And right away, it was funny. I was like about to like fall asleep on the couch, and you got Washuzhin on the call for the Stars game. Like literally 5 seconds in, Rantanen scores. Like just like piercing,
unbelievable, dude.
Piercing. Was it Rantanen or
No,
was it Johnston? It was Johnston. Okay, but Rantanen did score later in the period.
He scored in the very top of the second.
Oh, very top. Okay,
Yeah,
but they scored. Didn't they score two
Yeah,
right
they
away?
scored 2 right away.
Okay.
I forget who the second goal scorer was. No. Wait, they didn't score 2 right away.
Good morning.
They bookended the first period with goals.
That's what it was.
So you may have seen like the end of the third,
Yes,
the end
and
of the
then,
first.
you know,
period
they
of the
fell
second.
asleep, woke up for the second period, and then Rantanen scored. That's what it was. But you know, I just not expect this from Colorado. I mean, now they have to win 2 games or they're done.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it. I mean, Dallas, the American Airlines Arena, absolutely just riled. You can feel the home crowd, and not for nothing, dude. Like that goal was like I don't know what was going on with that first goal by Johnston, because I forget who dumps it in, but everybody.
The angle was ridiculous, by the way, too.
Yeah, because everybody on the ice, you can see. Like on the ice, everybody stops except for Johnston. I think everyone kind of thought that this was deflected out of play.
Oh, okay.
And then all of a sudden you hear it on the broadcast hit the boards.
Yeah.
Like come down. And Johnston is just on it, and he has that really crazy angle, just roped towards the goal, obviously taking advantage of everyone on their heels right now, and scores earlier on. And then, I mean, I think that really deflated the Avs. And there was a lot of chances they had during the first period. They did play good hockey after that, but you're down 1-0 in a playoff game. That's huge. And then on top of that, the chances you had, because I think you ended up out shooting them in the first period, Colorado, Dallas, but Ottinger was just absolutely dialed in, lights out, stopping any chance Colorado had in that first period.
Yeah.
And then what? And then with 45 seconds left, Dallas scores again. And I don't know if you saw that goal, but Blackwood like deflected it off his blocker up in the air. Everybody's looking for it, and it falls behind Blackwood into the net. So again, kind of 2, crazy goals, I guess you could say. But obviously could have been stopped. I mean, again, if Colorado was just on the puck, if Blackwood was just on top of the puck, it would have been a different scenario at that point. And then of course, dude, the beginning of the second period, Mikko Rantanen getting his first goal against his former team.
First goal of the playoffs.
First goal of the playoffs, right? First time scoring against Colorado. That was, Landeskog-esque, I guess you could say. Because obviously Rantanen was someone who kind of thought he would be on the Avs forever. So that was big for him. And then just like that, it's 3-0. And then, yes, you can see McKinnon dazzle, whatever, score. But at that point, it's just too little too late, Like you can't really come back from that. So, I mean, I think at this point, obviously, Dallas showing that they are, more of a powerhouse than I've anticipated, which is, obviously great for them. But Colorado, a little bit of an uphill battle here. They got to figure out how to take this next game. You just can't come out flat-footed a little bit like you did. You just got to, kind of dial it in, find a way past Ottinger. Again, I mean, you were able to what? Did you scored twice? Was it 3-2 the final
6-2.
score? 6-2 rather. So, again, I think you can tighten it up if you don't get off to a bad start. But I mean, good for Dallas, dude. Dallas at home, tough team to
yeah,
beat,
and then
sure.
but they've beaten Colorado every time on the road the last 2 years. So you think it's over?
No, I don't think it's over. I think Colorado can figure out a way past Ottinger. Again, I mean, at this point, you would think one of listen, they've made mistakes on both ends of the ice here. But, not for nothing, dude, Blackwood, I mean, I've seen him play for the Devils. I think maybe even San Jose, or I'm thinking of Wedgwood too, but he was never really that great.
Yeah, so you're saying they could just blitz him with shots and score a bunch of goals.
Yeah, I think maybe Blackwood, playing a little bit out of his breeches this season, which was great, did exactly what Colorado needed him to do. But at the end of the day, is he really that guy for you in net? He's not. And Ottinger has been a guy who has shown up for the playoffs,
Right.
So, I mean, if Colorado wants to win, they got to figure out a way to get past Ottinger.
Yeah.
They'd have to use their offense.
But after seeing, I mean, I guess it's a trend with the playoffs, but how Hellebuck, got torched by the Blues, I feel like it's not impossible that could happen,
No, it's not impossible.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, McCarr, McKinnon, Landeskog, I mean, these guys could, take control of a play and score on their own. So,
I mean, it's like you think Landeskog waited 3 years to just go out in the first round?
Absolutely not, dude.
In 6?
Yeah, that's probably what he's saying in the locker room.
Like just getting jacked up, breaking
dude.
Tables and stuff like he's in Buffalo.
Absolutely.
Do you think John Cooper was breaking any tables in Florida last night as they blow a 2-1 lead after the second period, lose 4-2, brink of elimination, down 3-1 against Florida, going home?
Yeah. Again, this is one of those series where I think Don said it on the radio too. Obviously Florida, the Battle of Florida, these two powerhouse teams, so much success in the National Hockey League the past, 7 years,
Right.
You kind of thought this would be a series that goes the distance. Maybe not so much here. Kind of crazy. First period, all defense, the tenders. I think maybe there was a total of 13 shots on goal in that first period. So, I mean, not like a ton. But then the second period, when Dell, cracks the scoreless streak here with a phenomenal feed from, I think, Marchand, puts it in the back of the net. Florida goes up 1-0. Tampa Bay battles back 2 goals, 11 seconds, Brian. That's the fastest franchise history in the playoffs, back-to-back goals. Amazing. What happens in the third period? Florida does exactly the same thing. 2 goals in 11 seconds. Retakes the lead. And I think at that point, there was 2 minutes to go in the third, I think, or 3 minutes to go. And then the empty netter, I think, right? And then
I did see that one.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did see the empty netter.
And that's all she wrote, dude.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously Florida's playing great hockey. Tampa, so tough not being able to hold on to that lead. I would say this one is probably in the books.
It's just crazy though, because I thought Tampa, rebuilt the roster, but it's like here we go again. And it's just like this has been a trend with them in the playoffs.
Dude,
I mean,
Panthers are tough.
Yeah.
Paul Maurice, great coach.
Yeah.
The tender, the addition of Brad Marchand at the deadline. I mean, absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they're definitely going to be a really hard team to put away. Obviously Tampa trying their best, but again, I mean, you can see the firepower they have, the physicality. It really just takes a toll. By the third period, teams are just gassed against them. So,
and I did see this on the title here, and I haven't seen anything. I guess I saw something, and I didn't know if it was a legit report, but that the Rangers. I don't know if you saw this, but we're targeting Sullivan, and then Tortorella as an assistant. Is that actually true?
Yeah. I mean, I heard Don talking about that on Rick and Dave this morning too. I mean, it seems like that it is being entertained. I think right now a lot of the Rangers fan base and reporters are really digging into this, the whole locker room problem,
right.
and how these players, kind of like you were saying all season. It's like yes, there's a locker room problem. But you can't just you're a professional hockey player. You can't just figure it out.
Right.
So clearly they're looking for someone who can hold players accountable, and doesn't just put the same line out there every night, hoping something gets better. I mean, John Tortorella would be that guy, and that tandem of Sullivan, Tortorella, we've seen it before. Team USA and the Four Nations obviously got a lot out of the team. Those two guys. And Sullivan was under Tortorella when he was with the Rangers.
Okay.
So, I mean, the tandem has worked before. Don was saying how he's not really sure if Tortorella at this point in his career would take an assistant job.
But it's like, is he really going to get another head coaching job unless it's with, like, I don't know, San Jose?
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I guess he could. I mean, Torts is a very, very well-liked guy.
Kind of right
for
the
players.
wrongs for the Rangers, too?
Yeah, obviously, didn't have the most success that he wanted with the Rangers. But I don't know, man. I mean, when I heard that, at first, the rumors were circling about just Torts as the head coach, before the Sullivan canning. And I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't know. Just to go back to that, it's just like, it's
but
like,
I think the combo would be fine.
The combo would be fine.
Head coach.
Yeah. The combo would be fine. And apparently reports for Torts, dude.
Be a new segment.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, if he's on the bench next year for the Rangers, that's going to be certainly a segment. But apparently people will say that he's great with younger players and stuff like that. So listen, if that guy, even though he looks like an absolute lunatic sometimes to the media, if he's getting results out of his young players and the respect of his team, I mean, it's worth to give him a look for sure.
Could you see them like calling a meeting, like almost like similar to the Rodgers meeting, where they'll like fly him in as like for an assistant, interview, and then just ask him like if he would wear the sweater like next season or not?
Yeah, I think so, dude. I think maybe in his contract, maybe.
Yeah, I forgot the other day I was talking about that with a couple people, but just just how funny that was. Like, it's like, do you think that was like a Woody Johnson like direction, like saying like, oh, fuck this guy, like kind of want to like just stick it to him on the way out, like let's make him fly here and then just tell him, yeah. Like I mean, I'm sure like it's the NFL, like anything's happened, but I swear I feel like nothing like that has ever happened.
No,
like fly him here. Ask him if he would do something and just be like, yeah, actually, we didn't really want you anyway.
Oh, my God.
So it'll be interesting to see, but I kind of like that. I think that could lead to a quick turnaround. I know like there's talk about younger coaches, first-time coaches.
I'd be curious to hear from a Penguins fan about Sullivan.
Well, I think it's just like with you see it in all sports, just when like you're just not moving in the right direction,
right? You
have to change. So that's what you do. So I think like Sullivan could have stayed if they had a completely different team, but like they weren't going to do that with Crosby and Malkin. So I think that's why.
And dude, I mean, Sullivan to the Rangers, all of a sudden, maybe a couple of years, as the Rangers typically do with superstars around the league, you pick up Sidney Crosby. That would be good. I think, Crosby to the Rangers at the end of his career, milk the last bit of hockey out of him.
They're not going to, though. He's going to stay with the Penguins. I'm pulling a U here. I don't think he's going to leave Pittsburgh. He won't do it.
I mean, you never know, dude. I mean, things go south. I mean, I know he's given everything literally to Pittsburgh. Yeah. But right, isn't his contract was for what, 2 more years, right? When he signed last year. So I don't know, dude. I mean, obviously, you would imagine Pittsburgh goes with a new coach. I don't know if they've named one yet, but the Penguins go to a coach that Crosby likes, I don't know what their deal is, if they're going to promote from within or what, but you never know, dude. I mean, listen, the Rangers do that. I mean, we saw with Patrick Kane, Vladimir Tarasenko even, too. I mean, they've done it over the years. I mean, you could even argue Yager as well. They do get those superstars on the tail end of their careers.
Yeah. I mean, it would be sick. I just feel like
don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah. And he even
think it's more likely to get McDavid.
Oh yeah. I think they. I think he said something like, whatever's best for the team type of thing when they fired Sullivan. I was just
Crosby, yeah.
Quick.
I mean that's his mentality his whole career. Whatever's best for the team, which is why he's the man.
What would you say tonight? You got the 4 games. Game of the night.
Oh man, dude. I mean, it's so tough here. Let me pull up the scores. I mean, I guess I know. I mean, listen, I would sit here and hammer. I guess I would go Kings. I guess. Even though like Golden Knights Wild is pretty sick, you anticipate Hurricanes to win. You anticipate the Maple Leafs to win. But I would say the game of the night here around the NHL is going to be the late one, 10 p.m. It's going to be worth the wait to stay up. The Kings at home. And honestly, I mean, obviously it's series 2-2, playoffs. Every game's a must win. But the Kings at home, like this is a must win. I mean, your record at home was absolutely outstanding. You're taking care of business at home against the Oilers as well. You got to keep that going. Obviously, you feel like the Edmonton Oilers have a little bit more momentum in their favor. Coming down in the series, coming down in games as well. The third period, late night comebacks, forcing overtime, winning the OT, the firepower there. The Kings, where once looked like a very stout defensive team, fundamentally, finding the back of the net with obviously their good skill players, now find themselves in a position where, like I said, you got to win this game. Oilers are going to be a hard team to put away. We've seen it. So I would say the Kings are definitely the Kings-Oilers game to watch. I mean, it's going to be high-octane hockey.
Yeah.
And I would say the closest game. I feel like that if you go with the Vegas game, I don't know if it's going to be – I know we've had close games in that series, but I feel like you can see a 5-2 game on either end of those teams.
But the way that series is going, I wouldn't be surprised if it's close. But I think they'll both be great. I think the other two games is just going to be very business-like with the Maple Leafs and Hurricanes.
Exactly.
Advancing to the next round. Good for the Senators to get that one win last game, but I think the Maple Leafs are ready to advance, and you could tell the Devils are cooked. Be interesting to see what the Hurricanes do in the second round. But big game. Big game fives there in Vegas and in Los Angeles. So
you're gonna stay up?
That would be a
how about this? Between the other two series, Maple Leafs, Senators, Devils, Hurricanes, who do you think would grab a dub? Like underdog, to keep it going.
This would be one of those where you would go, well, they're not.
I mean, they're not.
But they're not. But if they were, I guess it would be the Senators, right?
Yeah, Ottawa.
Yeah.
Oh boy, dude! If Ottawa takes a game here, all of a sudden it's like a little
palms get sweaty.
Your boys from Toronto, dude.
Yeah. But no, they're from Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver,
and they hate Toronto.
Okay,
so
never mind, dude. So they're probably rooting for Ottawa, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
so we'll have to see a lot of action there. And then really, other than that, the usual, monogamy of the NBA. Last night, the Cavs, the 50-point win, basically 55-point win to advance the second round. And then how about the Warriors? Jimmy's back. The 7 seed over the 2, up 3 games to 1. I think a lot of people saw this one coming. Warriors, just a different team once they got Jimmy Butler. So that's interesting.
Happy the Heat lost as well.
Yeah. Yep. And then tonight, you got 4 games here. Some teams looking to put series away. Actually, 3 of the 4 games, the teams are leading 3-1.
Okay.
You got Dame with the Achilles injury. That's tough. You'd imagine the Pacers advance in that one.
Oh, that's so
and then
sad.
the Knicks, it could be a party at Stout before and after the game.
Hey yo.
They're up 3-1. 5.5-point favorites here.
I think Mike's going.
1 by 3. Mike's going?
No, he's not.
The 1 by a total of 3. Those games in Detroit. So, interesting to see, what they do. I think they'll close it out, though. I know they kind of got away with murder there with that foul at the end of the game, but I think that was all Detroit could take. They're in too much of a hole to come back. So I think the Knicks wrap it up. I think the Celtics wrap it up, 11.5-point favorites at home. And this Clippers-Nuggets game, it was crazy last time. The dunk, at the buzzer there.
Yeah, dude. What's his name?
But I kind of just feel like the Clippers are going to win. I don't know. I feel like they're the better team. I'm surprised that the Nuggets are even playing this well, to be honest.
I mean, honestly, dude, hearing Clippers going to win, I feel like Michael's going to come bursting through the door, dude.
I told you.
I told you, dude. Kawhi. Yeah, I guess. I mean, listen, I don't know, it's just so tough because, again, you think of that last game, the back and forth, looked like the Clippers could have it. Nuggets may be blowing it, but then the last minute, the buzzer. Like, I feel like it's going to be another tight game like that. And it's like, I mean, it just matters, I guess, where the ball necessarily drops. It can go either way.
Yeah.
How about this? What's your game of the night, though?
Game of the night is definitely that game because I think the other ones will be more decisive. I'd say Pacers by 10, Knicks by 9, and the Celtics by 15, I would say.
Really?
That game, one possession game. I think maybe Harden for 3 at the buzzer.
If you were to stay up for one game, Kings or Oilers or Clippers Nuggets, which one are you watching? Like you gun to your head, had to stay up for one.
McDavid.
Okay.
Come on.
All right.
You know I was going to say that.
I don't know, man. I mean, you seem pretty hyped about the Clippers, Nuggets.
Maybe I would rather stay up for the Knicks game. I don't know. If that was later, maybe. But
maybe.
I don't know. It's an interesting story. I'd like to, I've never seen the Knicks advance in the playoffs like far. So it'd just be kind of interesting.
I mean, do you think, second round, would they face the Celtics, right?
Yeah. Punchers.
You think?
Yeah.
Right.
I think you know what it is? It's like going to the Kentucky Derby and taking a horse with odds of, I don't know, 20 to 1, something like that. But like their odds are obviously way less than that. But like given like the cross sport comparison, Tony, as there always seems to be some type of parallel when it comes to lack of sleep. Right?
The horses, dude.
I think the Derby's this Sunday, actually.
No, is it really?
Yeah.
Kentucky?
We got to look that up, honestly.
That's pretty sick. Do you get to the mint juleps, the hats?
Do you get into the race for the Triple Crown or no?
If it's
on the line?
If it's on the line, yeah, absolutely, dude. May 3rd, 2025 is Kentucky Derby. So that's actually this weekend.
We got odds. Let's see who's the favorite here.
CBS Sports
Journalism 3 to 1.
Really?
Yeah. How about that? But some heavy favorites here. Sovereignty 5 to 1. Sandman 6 to 1. I don't know if that has anything to do with Mariano Rivera or not. And then Rodriguez at 12 to 1.
That's pretty good, I guess. I wonder if any of these horses are from Connecticut. I feel like some of them are, right? Every year.
I didn't know that. But the names get more ridiculous as the years go on.
Yeah, I guess so. Luxor Cafe, Burnham Square, Flying Mohawk, dude. East Avenue.
Do you have any memory of like a near miss or like when American Pharaoh finally broke through? I mean,
I remember American Pharaoh back in the day. What year was that, dude?
I feel like it wasn't that long ago. It was probably 10 years ago?
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. I feel like
here comes Pharaoh.
I feel like there was someone closer when I was little. I remember my grandfather being like wild.
No one won. So Pharaoh was the first in 77 to win a Triple Crown.
To win a Triple Crown, yeah. But I'm saying I think there was when I was
by the way.
When I was younger, I think there was someone who was maybe close to it.
Smarty Jones.
08, dude.
I think or 04.
I think it was earlier than yeah. I was little.
Yeah.
Because again, especially with the horse races, I feel like that's the older generation thing. My grandparents just go to the track, with my mom when she was young and stuff. You ever gone?
I went to Saratoga. But I never went to any of the Triple Crown races. It was the 04 Smarty Jones, second in the Belmont Stakes. I'm guessing you haven't been to the Belmont Stakes?
No, never. I would love to go though.
Yeah, with the Triple Crown on the line, honestly.
Oh yeah, that would be sick, dude. But even not so, I think it'd be nice to experience.
Yeah, but the Triple Crown,
the juices, yes, dude. Then obviously, you got to put some money on it, dude.
No, and then sometimes it's tough. Like you get a horse that wins, like the Kentucky Derby. Let's say they were 30 to 1. They're like, yeah, we're trying to maximize them. We think the Preakness isn't the best, so we're actually not going to run them in the Preakness.
Yeah. What?
So we're just not even
what's
going
the
to try
point,
for the
dude?
Triple Crown. Like,
come on.
Yeah. So I hope one of the favorites wins, so we have something to talk about. But
do you think you'd ever own a horse and race? Would you buy a horse? If you had the money, would you get a team, jockey, the whole thing, and you could be one of those guys that's there?
Yes, but it just seems like a very complex thing to do. You get personal attachments get into it, and then what if there's an injury? He's all ready to go. You pay millions of dollars, then he can't race. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
There's a lot, dude.
I think Big Brown, I think that was the one I was thinking of in 08. I think euthanized on the track, and he was, I think, going for the Triple Crown.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Euthanized on the track, dude. What a way to go out.
Let's see. Yeah. I don't know why you think it's so funny, dude. I want to get the full thing on this. Let's see.
Oh God.
What
do you got? Jay Bird wants the horse. Downtime TV horse. We all buy a share. We're going to call him Theophil. That's a good name for a horse.
Oh, I guess.
Although he's bound to lose.
I guess it didn't happen, actually.
No.
Thank God.
Not euthanizing the track?
No.
Oh.
I don't know why I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, he's still kicking.
Oh,
Why-
wow. Okay.
Did he? Oh, but maybe he withdrew?
Mm.
I think he might have had to withdraw. Let's see.
What was his name? Kodak Black or something?
No, Big Brown.
Big Brown. American thoroughbred racehorse. Let's see, dude. The Grandshire. Country, United States.
I'm looking at the same thing here, but I don't know why.
This was in 08. Brass hat, Kentucky Derby. In just his fourth race, Big Brown, 2-1 favorite, started far outside, position, post position 20, none of that, life experience seemed to be a problem, break, whatever, bang. Admitted that he had a anabolic steroid administered to his horse on the 15th of every month. However, stated that Dutrow stated to ESPN that Big Brown did not receive the May 15th shot at the time. Stanozolol was banned in 10 states, but not any of the states where the Triple Crown races were held. Dutrow was talked about administration of a jug, which veterinarian described as electrolyte solution designed to rehydrate the horse.
Okay, yeah. So he didn't finish the race. That's what happened.
I guess not, dude.
But I wonder what horse that was.
Oh,
I swear somebody was euthanized on the track.
Following, I guess he won Preakness, it says.
Yeah, no, Belmont's the last
And then
race.
Belmont was the
Yeah.
last race. Bang. Okay, cool. Yeah, there it is.
I wonder where Ernie is with the horse racing. Like, you know what I mean? We think we lose him with the hockey and the golf, but the
I don't know, man. I think, yeah.
Jay wanting to get a Downtime TV horse.
Yes, said that. He wants to call it Theophil.
And then Josh B's Ralph for Stout with the drought.
Wish I could go to Stout and have a drought, he says, laughing.
Be nuts for the clincher, definitely.
That would be pretty wild, dude.
Yeah.
Especially for Josh B, I'm sure, too. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't really care as much.
Yeah, neither do I. No, but I hope they would.
But you would stay up if they were the late game.
Yeah, it would stay up,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, I think that's really where we're at. Subject matter tonight.
That's right, Binge Buddies, dude. Last of Us, episode 3. We'll be recapping, dude.
I heard about it.
You heard about it?
Like, no, I heard about the kill. Well, I guess it already happened. Episode
2, yeah.
Joel.
Yeah, Joel killed, dude.
I've seen an episode or two. And I
I was like, Pooch watch it or something? Or?
yeah, exactly. And but yeah, I guess that was crazy. Like, you were out of your seat when it happened, or no?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, again, this is based on the video game.
So he goes at some point. So.
Yeah, no, he go like literally just like the video game.
He was
beginning
saying
of the
timing.
game. Yeah,
okay.
And so that was for me the big like, are they going to do the same thing? Are they going to
But you kind of thought they were.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised it happened this early, I guess. But
Yeah.
in any case, we're breaking it down here tonight, dude. 8 p.m. You know the deal. Manny, Michael, myself in studio. So it's going to be a good episode for sure.
There we go. So everyone definitely check that out. But here we are, another great show today. Really appreciate everybody who tuned in and continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives in the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume, the merch at DowntimeTV.com. Well, everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go Yankees, and we will see you. Mania.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.